with it, that there is the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and every one of us will be presented with a book of deeds which we will not be able to deny as the record of our own deeds. And therefore, we need to live with that awareness and not be brainwashed into relegating the belief in the hereafter to being something that we accept but is not relevant to our daily lives. So we need to look at our outlook on life. And then we need to understand that there is the spiritual dimension to the human personality. The word ruh has a connotation of the essence. The essence of the human personality is the ruh. It is therefore the essential dimension of the human personality, which the modern age says doesn't exist, is an illusion, but which is the essential dimension of the human personality. And we need to examine how we are living, whether we are living in a way that also makes for the development, the purification and development of the spiritual dimension of our personalities. It is not enough that we take care of our physical dimension as the modern age tells us we should do. We need to do it. It is compulsory. It is for on every individual to take care of his or her physical self. It is a trust from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala which we have to strive to discharge. It is not enough that in addition to that we try to look after our intellectual or rational dimension. We need to do this. It is essential. This is a trust as well from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But there are the moral and aesthetical and the spiritual dimensions which we need to strive to take care of as well, to nourish and nurture. And we cannot be physically nourished and spiritually malnourished or undernourished. That is not what is meant for us to be doing. We need to be striving to develop all dimensions of our personality in a harmonious and balanced way, so that we don't resemble a bodybuilder who builds the right side of his body, and so his right side muscles, biceps, triceps, etc. are very highly developed, and the left muscles on the left side are undeveloped. Such a person would look grotesque. But this is how we look. To those who are blessed with the ability to perceive, physically, yes, we're okay, but spiritually, undeveloped or underdeveloped, malnourished, undernourished, morally, the same thing. So we need to therefore pay attention to the understanding that there are 5 dimensions to the human personality, regardless of what the modern age says. The motivation has been different: to rob people of faith in God and to divert people from doing what God has guided people to do in order that they may control mankind, through brainwashing them into, with these false notions and false beliefs. So regardless of what the modern age says, we need to go back to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger have said. And when we do that, we need to be understanding what the modern age is doing to us. What it is doing to us is, and we need to take steps to prevent ourselves being brainwashed, being influenced negatively by the modern age, its pernicious philosophy of secularism which underlies it. In the field of knowledge, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the one who inaugurated the scientific age. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed, أَفَلَا يَنْظُرُونَ إِلَى الْإِبِلِ كَيْفَ خُلِقَتْ وَإِلَى السَّمَاءِ كَيْفَ رُفِعَتْ وَإِلَى الْجِبَالِ كَيْفَ نُصِبَتْ وَإِلَى الْأَرْضِ كَيْفَ سُطِحَتْ in Surah Al-Ghashiyah. Do they not observe the camel, how it is created, and the heaven, how it is raised and elevated, and the mountain, how it is fixed, mountains, how they are fixed firm, and the earth, how it is spread out? Observation. Or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed about the Ulul Albab in Surah Al-Imran, near the end, that they are Ulul Albab, الَّذِينَ يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ قِيَامًا وَقَعُودًا وَعَلَى جُنُوبِهِمْ. Those who engage in remembrance of Allah, standing, sitting, and lying on their sides. وَيَتَفَكَّرُونَ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. And they ponder over, they reflect, they investigate the creation and the constitution of the heavens and the earth. This is one of the two characteristics of the people of wisdom and insight and understanding. They engage in abundant remembrance of Allah, and they investigate and ponder over and reflect on the constitution of the heavens and the earth. And this leads them to رَبَّنَا مَا خَلَقْتَ هَذَا بَاطِلًا. Oh Allah, oh our Rabb, you have not created this without meaning and purpose and in vain. So, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he brought the age of revelation, prophetic revelation, to an end. The advances in knowledge then were basically through human effort. Right? And Muslims were the ones who inaugurated what is known as the scientific method, and they applied it hundreds of years before Roger Bacon, who is attributed to have inaugurated the scientific method. But when the people of Europe learned from the Muslims and they took science back to Europe, the church, the Christian church, said this has come from the enemies of the church, and therefore it must be opposed. And we find that attitude there in Europe of opposing science, and we have scientists who were executed by the church on religious grounds, supposedly religious grounds, and those who were forced, like Galileo, to recant their theories. They correct in those days, modified by today, theories. And so science became anti-church, anti-Christianity, and by extension, anti-religion. And slowly, they tried, and Stephen Hawking has mentioned about getting explanations, leaving God out. And they came up with these, and this is what they have foisted on the world. By that time, of course, secularism, this philosophy then began to develop more and more. But let us thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for having blessed us with guidance, with knowledge, and let us beseech Him to grant us that capability of protecting ourselves against these intellectual and moral and spiritual and political and economic challenges that the modern age presents. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the ever bountiful, bestow upon us the capability of truly striving in our lives, striving to understand, striving to act as we should act, and striving to convey the correct understanding to those to whom we are able to convey it to. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us with His help, His protection, His guidance, His forgiveness, and His mercy. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala sayyidina wa maulana Muhammadin fi kulli lamhati wa nafas adada ma wasi'ahu ilmuk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.